out there, she would be. Shortly before the show, Clark released this statement through the Fever's social media account saying that she's so excited for Indiana to host WNBA All-Star this weekend, and that she says she knows that this is going to be the best All-Star yet. But she does go on to say how incredibly sad and, quote, disappointed she will not be able to participate, adding, quote, "I have to rest my body. I'll still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all of the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team."
Adam Silver just watched the WNBA's biggest moneymaker announce she's sitting out the All-Star Game due to another injury. And the timing couldn't be worse. With the league's CBA negotiations unraveling and lockout talk gaining traction, Caitlin Clark's absence from the WNBA's biggest showcase has NBA leadership on edge. And it's no surprise. When your top asset goes down in the middle of a league-wide crossroads, it stops being just a basketball issue. It becomes a crisis. Is Adam Silver right to be worried about how the WNBA is handling its most valuable player during such a pivotal moment? Should he finally fire Cathy Engelbert? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be out there.
Let's unpack why this situation is an absolute nightmare for the league. On Thursday afternoon, Caitlin Clark officially pulled out of the All-Star Game. She had already withdrawn from the three-point contest on Friday, with Lexi Hull stepping in after Clark re-injured her right groin during Tuesday's game. But here's what makes this so devastating. It's not happening during a slow news cycle. It's unfolding at the exact moment league executives are negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement, one that could determine whether or not the WNBA even has a 2026 season.
I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, I other than as a fan, obviously, you know, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly. And
Adam Silver has already gone on record saying, "Of course I want Caitlin to be treated fairly and appropriately in this league." So when he watches her miss the WNBA's biggest event due to what many see as poor injury management, it's more than just concern, it's a red flag. And with the NBA financially backing the WNBA, this isn't just a PR issue for Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. It's a loud and clear warning from the top. Clark's injury couldn't have come at a worse time, and now, it's time to hold the people responsible accountable.
Look, J.C. Sheldon needs CC in the groin.
It was just a weird...
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far the worst ref game. It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen.
Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has completely failed when it comes to protecting the league's most marketable and influential player. Veteran sports columnist Christine Brennan has openly called Engelbert out, highlighting how she routinely dodges questions about Caitlin Clark and redirects attention to other players like Angel Reese, even when Clark is the only one being asked about. That's not leadership. That's spin.
In terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel, you know, she was asked about Caitlin. This incredible inability to deal with the facts and to state the obvious. It is astounding to me how Cathy Engelbert doesn't come out after the Marina Mabry hit and say, that's unacceptable, the refs got it wrong. Okay, should have been kicked out then, you weren't.
This is the person tasked with pushing the league forward. And she can't even say Caitlin Clark's name without pivoting. It's not just a missed PR opportunity. It's a full-blown leadership vacuum. And the numbers don't lie. Since Clark went down, national WNBA viewership has plummeted. Games featuring the Indiana Fever on national TV dropped from an average of over 1.8 million viewers to just 847,000 after her injury, a staggering 53% collapse. That's millions of dollars evaporating. And Engelbert is still pretending everything's fine. So how did we get here? Let's talk about the officiating disaster that led to this moment. According to kinesiology expert Dr. Lucas Seifer, 141 injuries have been reported across the WNBA since opening night, out of just 179 active players in a 44-game season. That's an absurdly high injury rate, one that should have triggered immediate intervention from league leadership. Instead, Engelbert has responded with the
triggered immediate action from the league's leadership, but Engelbert has responded with the urgency of a wet napkin.
The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean,
all of those are
fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Officiating has been so poor that WNBA legend and broadcaster Rebecca Lobo was forced to call it out live on air. During a game, she walked viewers through multiple missed fouls on Caitlin Clark, saying, "There's a grab. There's a hold. Another grab. That's a foul. That's a foul." When Hall of Famers are calling out officiating in real time, it's not a minor issue. It's a total breakdown of league credibility. And it's not just the media raising alarms. Clark's own coach, Stephanie White of the Indiana Fever, has repeatedly gone public with her frustration. After multiple games, she voiced her outrage, saying, "I thought she got fouled. It's pretty egregious what's been happening to us. The disrespect toward our team has been unbelievable." This isn't just bad officiating. It's a growing crisis that the league continues to ignore.
I thought she got fouled. I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. A minus 31 free throw discrepancy. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim. And the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable. So it's disappointing.
That's not a coach being emotional. That's a coach calling out a systemic failure. But it didn't stop there. After Clark took repeated hits in a game against the Connecticut Sun, Stephanie White delivered a fiery post-game press conference, openly blasting the referees for losing control and slamming the league for its ongoing inaction. She didn't hold back, declaring, "Everyone's improving except the officials."
Who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark.
That's not a coach being emotional. That's a coach calling out a systemic failure. But it didn't stop there. After Clark took repeated hits in a game against the Connecticut Sun, Stephanie White delivered a fiery post-game press conference, blasting the referees for losing control and slamming the league for its ongoing inaction. She didn't hold back, declaring, "Everyone's improving except the officials." She went even further, exposing a deeper issue. Every year at our fall and spring league meetings, we talk about this and nothing changes.
The game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we got to find a way to remedy it. I mean, you've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what the answer is.
In other words, this isn't a new problem. It's a known issue that's been ignored year after year under Cathy Engelbert's watch. While the league has grown in popularity and relevance, the officiating has somehow gotten worse. That's unacceptable. And the groin injury that has now sidelined Caitlin Clark for All-Star Weekend? It's a direct result of these failures. Missed calls, unchecked physicality, and a total lack of league accountability. Marina Mabrey blatantly shoved Clark to the floor after a dead ball, a clear act of aggression. Officials initially gave only a technical foul, but after public outrage, the league was forced to upgrade it to a flagrant 2. They didn't get it right in real time. They only corrected it after being publicly embarrassed. Even Clark's brother, Colin, voiced his frustration on social media, blaming the officials for poor game control that led directly to his sister getting hurt. When family members speak out that publicly, it's not just emotion. It's a desperate plea to stop watching their loved ones suffer from a complete failure in officiating. And Cathy Engelbert's response? Completely dismissive. When pressed about mounting criticism, she said, "It's interesting. No winning team ever complains about officiating. No losing team ever doesn't." That's not leadership. It's tone-deaf arrogance from someone completely out of touch with the seriousness of the issue.
Yeah, and the one thing as a very long-term sports fan I know is that officiating and refereeing is always at the top of a fan's list, of the media's list. Obviously, we work hard on training. We work hard on consistency. Obviously, not every, they're humans. looking at technology. Basketball is a little more complex than tennis, for instance, around technology of officiating. So we're looking at a variety of different dimensions.
The business fallout from Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's mismanagement is staggering. In 2024, 23 WNBA games surpassed 1 million viewers, and Caitlin Clark played in all but 3 of them. You have to scroll down to the 15th most watched game to find one without the Indiana fever. Clark isn't just a rising star. She is the ratings engine of the league. And yet, Engelbert still hasn't managed to protect her. The numbers speak for themselves. ESPN's WNBA ratings jumped 170%, from an average of 454,000 to over 1.2 million viewers. ION saw a 133% spike compared to 2023. All of that is because of Caitlin Clark. And now, Engelbert's inability to keep her safe is threatening hundreds of millions in future revenue. This isn't a one-off. Just this past Tuesday, the Fever's Sun game ended in total chaos. 5 technicals, 3 ejections, 2 flagrant fouls. Officials completely lost control. And why? Because referees have been allowed to operate with zero accountability. Even the betting market felt it. The moment Clark went down, sports betting activity on Fever games plummeted nearly 50%. That kind of drop-off tells you everything. She's not just a player. She's the heartbeat of the league's entire business model. Adam Silver sees it. He knows Clark has brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball, but now, even he's raising red flags. And when the commissioner of the league that funds you starts expressing concern, that's not a suggestion. That's a final notice. Fix this. And this problem goes beyond Clark. Kelsey Plum recently snapped after constant no-calls, unloading in a profanity-laced rant. "I get fouled like that every possession. They just don't call anything." Players and coaches alike are fed up. Calls are inconsistent. What's a foul in the first quarter isn't one in the fourth. One team gets whistled while the other gets away with the same thing. That's not basketball, it's chaos in a jersey. Now, let's talk about the All-Star weekend. It was supposed to be a celebration. Clark's image was everywhere. On billboards, airport signs, arena banners. The entire event was built around her. And now, she's benched, due to repeated injury and league mismanagement. This couldn't come at a worse time. The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement ends October 31, 2025. A lockout is already looming, and now, the league's top draw is sidelined during its biggest weekend. And here's the most tragic part. It was all avoidable. Clark never missed a college game. She was the definition of durable. But under the WNBA's care, she's already missed multiple stretches. 5 games with a quad injury in May, another 5 with a groin strain in July. This is a player who used to be untouchable. Now she can't stay healthy. Her return game drew 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 2.88 million, a 76% jump over last year's average. Her presence alone drives ratings. Without her, the league bleeds audience, relevance, and revenue. Even veteran journalists like Christine Brennan are speaking out. They like Engelbert personally, but say the league office has completely failed to protect and market its biggest draw. Fans aren't quiet either. Online petitions are gaining steam, demanding officiating reform. One reads, "Since Caitlin Clark's arrival, Indiana Fever games have been plagued by missed calls, questionable officiating, and zero discipline for dangerous play." That's not feedback. That's a movement. Even more alarming? The pattern of Clark's injuries. Analyst Rachel Da pointed out the injuries keep shifting: left quad, left groin, right groin. That suggests her body mechanics are deteriorating, likely due to repeated, unchecked physical contact. This isn't normal wear and tear. This is a systemic breakdown caused by unregulated abuse on the court. The stakes are massive. The top 10 most watched WNBA games since 2002? All happened this year. All featured Caitlin Clark. Her importance to the league isn't debatable, it's historical. She's already delivered record-breaking numbers, and now she's being broken by the very league she's saving. Silver's earlier comment about wanting Clark to be treated fairly and appropriately now carries far.